What up, fam? We back up in this joint. I pray you guys are doing well today. As you see, we're gonna jump right into this. Shannon Sharpe and Gabby. I'm not sure how you, I can't pronounce her last name. But this situation is getting crazier. I wasn't gonna say anything about it, but I feel like maybe we should just have a small conversation on it. No judgment either way. I just want to see what's going on. I'm just gonna bring you guys along for the ride. So we're gonna start with this particular clip from the Breakfast Club, and we're gonna go from there.
Well, we now know that Shannon Sharpe did try to settle with his accuser for at least $10 million. This was revealed yesterday by his attorney in a phone call.
All right, we're gonna stop for 2 seconds. So whatever's going on between him and her, he's already trying to settle. I don't know what's going on yet, but let's continue this. That's a mission of guilt. I hate to say it like that, but let's just see what else is going on and what the full story is.
Call that they had with a bunch of different media outlets, but prior to this phone call, and I believe what sparked the phone call was the fact that there was this audio released by TMZ, but in the audio is a phone call between the accuser and Shannon Sharpe. Let's take a listen to the phone call.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
How old is that girl?
You said what?
How old is she?
She's in her early 20s now.
So like what?
Hold up. Let's just not gloss by that. What in the fudsicle? So that tape was leaked out, and they're saying it was out of context or something. But it's like, how old is this? Actually, let's get all the information first, guys. I'm sorry.
21, right? 21.
Yeah, she was in 2023. She was 19. So
Like, so it's like 21, 22.
yeah,
She looks like she's like 12, 13,
I need to
14.
see.
Oh,
I have
my
not
goodness.
seen the
show,
picture.
Yeah.
show just her.
Oh wow.
Shannon Sharpe better call
Show,
ICE.
show another photo.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you gonna have to
How
call
old is
ICE in a
Shannon?
minute.
She on her way to class right there.
She does.
Jesus.
She does look like a young
She
college
gonna get
student.
detained on the way
She
to
looks
class.
like, she looks like a college
Oh
student.
wow. Yeah.
So what happened was after this audio was released, at the same time, literally like moments apart, Shannon Sharpe then released a video statement. And in the video statement, he is addressing...
And she's 22, by the way.
22 now. He's addressing what he believes is about to happen, but he doesn't address the audio. Let's take a listen to his video that he posted, Shannon Sharpe.
This is a shakedown. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup. Coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty, and I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
You know, it is a shakedown. It is a targeted attack, but Shannon needs to have some accountability because he gave them something to shake down. He gave them something to target by making poor choices.
Yeah. And when he mentioned her name and the fact that she's an OnlyFans girl, people went and looked her up. So that's how her photos begin to surface. Now, on this phone call that his attorney had with the media.
Hang on, 1 second, guys. So she's an OnlyFans girl. So I guess he met her on the OnlyFans, but her OnlyFans is about to blow up. So if this is true that he's gonna sell it for 10 million, or trying to, we don't know for sure. I'm just observing here. Just by her having the OnlyFans account, people are gonna look her up. And if she looks about, I haven't seen her, but if she looks about anything, she's definitely gonna come up off that as well too.
the phone call, the attorney, Shannon Sharpe's attorney, addresses that audio that we heard first. And what he says is that Shannon spoke in the heat of the moment and did not literally mean the words. Then they start having conversations about, the different text messages that have been released. And I printed out the text messages for you guys. Now, one of the things that I want to point out here, because basically what Shannon is saying is that there's this video that's about to come out. They asked people on this phone call with the media to not judge because it's going to be in an edited format, allegedly. And so you won't get the full context. But Shannon had said earlier in his statement, the first statement he released, that there were things that he was doing, almost like role play, that was he says that this was at the woman's request. And from the look of these text messages, so there's two sets of them. The first text message that came out, Gabby, who's the woman, the accuser, this is from January 2nd, 2025. And this is when she says that she was sexually assaulted. So she's texting him and she's saying that she had cried when he left because she had asked him to put on a condom and she had begged him to not put it in her behind, but he didn't listen. And she says that she doesn't care what their history is. No means no, right? Then she's like, I don't know how to process this. And then they're like, can I call you later? I guess, can they talk later? But then in other text messages, you see the conversation, it goes from that to her sending text messages that say, I want to be abused, daddy. I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. And then she says, I want you to tie me up like this and abuse me, daddy. And you can see when these text messages were released, you can see it says like from Gabby to owner. So it's painting a picture that their relationship was giving that, there was role play and everything that were happening. Now,
it was a very unfortunate situation.
It's crazy.
Horrible situation.
But let me ask
Shannon
you.
Sharpe and his lawyer have handled this whole situation terribly. First of all, if you're Shannon Sharpe, you shouldn't be saying anything.
No, he shouldn't.
Busby and this young woman got audio, video, and text messages. If you know all of those things are out there, you should shut the F up and continue to allow your lawyer to do his job. And your lawyer said out of his own mouth that you was close to a $10 million settlement with that girl. That right there is all the more reason to shut the F up. I'm not here to speak to Shannon's guilt or innocence because I don't know, but I do know attempting to settle looks like an admission of guilt because I'm not settling.
Yeah, or you're just scared. Yeah. Honestly, you just probably scared.
Hey, y'all, it's Lauren LaRosa from The Breakfast Club. Sorry to interrupt, but y'all know how I do. So I'm here to talk about Top Dog Law.
I'm not sure about Top Dog Law, but let's
back to The Breakfast Club.
I'm with you, Charlamagne. I feel like he's being advised wrong, right? And when people go through this, they go to an attorney because the attorney usually knows what's best for them. They don't usually know what to do. And in this situation, like any attorney would say, shut the F up and let's deal with it in court. Let's deal with facts because you can't change public opinion unless it's in court with facts. Now, but one thing I would say, if somebody said this, but I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and you put it in my beep and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. If that didn't happen, I'm going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Nah, we agreed on this. I'm not going to be like, I'll call you later because I'm feeling like this is a setup right here.
Absolutely.
As soon as you text me this, I'm going to feel a little, and nobody's just going to respond, I'll call you later. You're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? We both agreed to this. This is part of the game. Like, nobody's going to respond with that, which scares me. But like Charlamagne said, shut the F up. Let the facts play out in court because right now all this talking is doing too much.
Audio.
And it's making it worse.
Even audio when she was like, you're manipulating me. Like, even that would have been like, oh, nah. Okay,
right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Unless they were role playing.
But when you have changed that right from the door, like, what are you talking about? Like, no. Like, let's not play this game. Are you taping me? Because last night we was good with this. Like, my opinion.
Well, his attorney is saying that these text messages all only show that the woman in question likes and asks for fantasy role playing and other forms of unusual sexual behavior. And they shut down the idea that, they're still denying any sexual assault allegations or anything of that nature. I did reach out to Attorney Busby though because that audio we listened to, it wasn't in full. It was like a little bit over a minute. And I'm like, yo, why would you only release that? And he said to me, he said, I'm not trying this case in the press. We released this only because Shannon Sharpe's lawyer chose to attempt to discredit and dox Jane Doe by releasing multiple texts with no context. Did they release the entirety of the text surrounding the ones from yesterday, which were the original text in Shannon Sharpe's statement? The audio is very clear of the situation and speaks for itself. So
I know one thing. If you're 54, you have no reason to be talking to a 19-year-old. She's 22 now. Shannon is 56. I'm so glad that audio of Monique went viral yesterday because it's true. Sit your old ass down and go find somebody your age and build a family with them. As I said yesterday, men, we need stability and we need discipline.
Right.
You gotta have the discipline.
But see, but if he does not want, because some people don't want families, they're not built for that.
Okay,
but just
cool.
find
Just
somebody
find
in
somebody
your
your
age bracket. Yes,
that's it.
Because he already tried that. You know what I mean? The family thing or whatever. But yeah, he just needs somebody his age.
Has she seen all seasons of The Wire?
Excuse me, you know she didn't.
Does she know any Scarface albums?
Does she know who Doogie Howser is?
She don't even know what the hell it is what it is mean. She said, what does that even mean? Like, she said that. Like, what? That would have made me hang up and block her. Like, it is what it is.
46. So Shannon Sharpe 10 years older than me. I got a 16-year-old daughter. I can't even imagine having that conversation.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
But I have a 23-year-old daughter. Like,
Man, it's crazy. It's mad crazy. Let's look at the comments here. So Kat tried to tell him, Monique tried to tell him, Ocho tried to tell him, Shannon should have moved better than that. I absolutely agree. Most younger people are with older people for money. That's a big age difference though. Shannon ain't learned nothing from his interviews. Oh, facts. Shannon dug his own grave with this. So Shannon have no street smarts because as soon as she went to talking crazy, he would have knew she was on fed time. Fast. I agree with that too. I definitely agree with that. What is this one say? Shannon breaks. Okay, that's another. Just people just responding. You know, people actually putting out videos. Yeah, Ocho told this man he needed a wife and replied he wanted a sinner. Ooh, really? I think I saw that somewhere too. Oh wow. Let me see what else we got out here, guys. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see. His video was pretty informative. But I think the Breakfast Club kind of showed this right here is. Should I do a separate video or do the same video? How long is this video? Let's go ahead and do it now. All right, before we get started on this one right here, let's look at the comments because I'm curious. Yeah, 1 million less could destroy what a man took a whole lifetime to build. I definitely agree. Shannon told Ocho a year ago he didn't want a woman guy. Instead he wanted a sinner. But this is what a sinner type of woman gets you. Men need to wise up. Facts. Very, very big facts. The right woman for you. Can't get anybody. Because you think you got the right one and not having long, lengthy conversations, you'll quickly see that you probably should have chose differently. Sees eyes, love him, hate him, and that's rare these days. I kind of see some of Stephen A's interview. I had mixed feelings about it, but we about to watch it. I just wanted to see if everybody had to say what I thought about it. I'm just looking. Nothing. Not really. All right, so let's just look at Stephen A's. I may not look at all of it, but past prize picks. Let's just check them out.
Run your game.
Welcome to this edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you over the digital airways of YouTube and, of course, iHeartRadio. As always, thanking all of y'all for y'all support for watching the show and what have you. The millions of downloads I received over iHeartRadio. Subscribers now eclipsing 1.18 million. Thank you so much for the love and support. Today's a different day because of where I have to get started and where I have to finish. There's only going to be one subject discussed today, and it's where we're getting started. It's involving some news that broke yesterday involving Shannon Sharpe, my colleague at ESPN, and my friend. The Hall of Fame tight end was sued on Sunday by a woman proceeding under the name Jane Doe.
All right, let's stop right there. That's his colleague. That's his friend. He has spent numerous amount of hours with this man. Time, not sure how long. And you're doing an expose on him. So how do you think this expose is going to go? Is he going to take up for him? Is he going to have his back? Or is he going to do something else? That's my question. You feel me? And that's what I was looking for in the comments. What I was looking for in the comments, because what I saw already, I'm like, why the fuck did you even make this? You know what I'm saying? But I know why he did it. I know why he did it. But I want you guys to be the judge.
Them. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleges that Sharpe committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery. The plaintiff alleges Sharpe sexually assaulted her several times at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. The suit also alleges that Shannon engaged in the intentional infliction of emotional distress. It should be noted that the suit was filed by attorney Tony Busby. This is the same attorney that filed a suit against Jay-Z and P. Diddy, alleging they both sexually assaulted a minor, which has since been withdrawn. Jay-Z also has countersued Busby. By the way, the plaintiff in the Sharpe civil suit is not the woman heard in the accidental Instagram live stream incident that made headlines last September of last year. In response to
So if you guys follow Shannon, and if you here watch this video, I'm sure that you are, that he had that leak, that's kind of like a sex tape type leak back last year sometime with Stephen A. just mentioned. Mind you, right after Shannon got that, right after that tape was leaked on Shannon last year, he started doing Roe commercials, which is like a Viagra type supplement that you can take for sex. You feel me? And all these things to me are pinpointed and placed and timed for a certain reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just like it just happened. You know, that just doesn't happen. And that wasn't a mistake. I guarantee that wasn't a mistake. So y'all look up last year we had that sex tape leak back in the day. So for me, the $50 million mark is when some shit happened to you. You feel me? Just like when Dave Chappelle got to the $50 million mark and they say he went crazy, they was asking him to do some stuff that he did not want to do. So he pieced up on him. So I'm sorry, it's going to continue to go.
the suit, Shannon and his legal team went to social media yesterday and released a series of allegedly sexually explicit text messages between him and the Jane Doe. In addition to that, they issued the following statement, quote, "This lawsuit, filed by Gabriella Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed," end quote. Then earlier today, Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, sent TMZ Sports a 1 minute and 36-second clip of an alleged conversation between his client and Shannon. In response to that clip, Shannon Sharpe went back to social media and issued this response. Take a look.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly, on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Well, it's a sad situation. Shannon Sharpe is somebody I work with a couple of days a week.
If you guys see a smirk on my face, this is mad serious, but my smirk is because of him right here. I'm still trying to figure out what his angle is. And sometimes you could be so insensitive to a certain degree where you kind of sound like you're trying to be empathetic to a situation that it does not come across empathetic. It does not come across wholeheartedly. It doesn't come from the heart type. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you guys, let's continue to listen. I'm sorry for stopping now. I'll continue to let it play.
Shannon Sharpe is somebody that I brought to ESPN. Works on First Take, which airs on ESPN every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. He's been with me every Monday and Tuesday. We've been number one for 13 years and counting. But since Shannon has arrived, obviously he's helped the show immensely. And I can't thank him enough for it. We've grown close as friends. I'd like to believe that. I certainly root for him. I know he's been through a lot in life. He's overcome a lot of things. And when he departed from Fox, I was more than happy to bring him on board here. So all I can speak about is what I know based on the reports. And I can speak about ESPN and Disney. To be clear, even though this podcast, this YouTube show is owned and operated by me solely, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be dismissive of ESPN, who employs me in my daytime job on First Take. So I sit here before you today.
CYA. 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 You know what CYA means? I'm sure most of you do. CYA. This is this is exhibit 1 of CYA. So first what he does, he takes accountability. Oh, it's my fault. I'm responsible for breaking them in. I know. I didn't know this was going to happen. That's kind of what I'm getting. So if you deal with like the movies of like Goodfellas, oh, are you vouching for this person? Are you vouching for this person? Yeah. I'm vouching for this person. I'm vouching for Shannon. I'm vouching for Shannon. But when this person messes up, now I got to kill this person. And you're the one that vouched for them. So now you're ultimately responsible for what they've done. That's what I'm getting. I said we're going to talk that much on here. We're just going to observe. But this is what I'm getting. So if I'm wrong, please let me know. That's why I watched the comments first. Like, anybody else seeing beyond what this guy is saying? Because to me, we're going to finish, get through it. But to me, this was too soon. This was too soon. I wonder if he had a conversation with Shannon before he did this. Even when the Breakfast Club was saying that what Shannon did was too soon. You know what I'm saying? So I know how it is. They try to get in front of stuff or blah, but I think this video was too soon. But let's listen to the whole context of the video. I could definitely be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. This is just my small, humble opinion.
Letting you know that they are aware that this is a subject that I was going to broach because I owe them that courtesy.
So he chose to do this, is what he's saying.
With that being said, it's important to point out a couple of things. Number one, I was not there. I can provide no eyewitness account. And even though I got love and respect for Shannon Sharpe, and I'm sincerely hopeful and prayerful that he is completely innocent of the allegations that have been levied against him, I can't sit here and speak to his innocence or guilt from a knowledgeable place because I have nothing to do with this. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything. I don't even know this person. I know what the reports say. I know the reports, the things that have been reported on a multitude of outlets from the AP to the New York.
Stop. Where's LeBron James at? LeBron, where you at? We need you to come right there and smack shot this dude. I could be wrong. But right now, I know to my whole heart and soul that this is not heartfelt. He didn't. I bet you he didn't even talk to Shannon before he made this. I bet you he didn't. And if he did, I don't think Shannon would have agreed to this. I'm not taking that for nobody. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Shannon is innocent of anything. I think it's Shannon's fault that he's in this situation. That's a whole other conversation for me. I think his fault, but I'm just looking at it from brother to brother. I mean, brother to brother as a friendship brother type situation, because that's how he presented his opening statement. That he's somebody's close to him, somebody that's his friend. You know what I'm saying? That he spent unlimited. You know, he spent a lot of time with. You feel me? And he worked with his colleague. That's how I'm coming at it.
New York Post to Forbes to TMZ and then everything in between. I mean, I can't even count the number of publications that have talked about it or written about it, networks, etc. It's all over the internet. It's everywhere. And I know that. I'm fully aware of that. This is not a criminal case. So there is no concern about him going to jail. This is a civil case.
It's a life-destroying case.
Which means that he can either be found liable or not liable. The accuser in question is seeking $50 million. That was confirmed by Shannon Sharpe on that video today. According to the reports, it's somebody that he met in 2023, who was 19 years old at that particular moment in time. According to some audio that was put out earlier today by Attorney Busby, you hear the accuser, the female, talking to somebody who is alleged to be Shannon Sharpe. We don't know whether that's true or not.
That was Shannon.
And the person in question, again, we don't know whether it's Shannon or not, the words choke, as in I will choke the hell out of you if I saw you. And so because of that, knowing that audio was probably going to come out along with additional tapes, whether they be video or audio is unclear at this particular moment in time, Shannon Sharpe felt compelled to come out in his own defense. How are we to interpret that? Let me be very, very clear about where I'm coming from.
Let's see.
I'm a bit torn in terms of his response. On one hand, Tony Busby has sued Jay-Z. He did sue Diddy. He did accuse them, or represented the woman who was accusing them of assault, of sexual assault, and said that she was 13 years of age at the time when talking about Jay-Z and Diddy, and Jay-Z went ballistic and emphatically denied it, wouldn't let it go. The case was dropped, and now he's suing Busby, mentioning words like extortion and other things. So when Shannon Sharpe brought up Mr. Busby in that video that we aired and talked about him being extorted, he brought up Mr. Busby and Mr. Busby's past. And he talked about him, going against African-American men. There's two thoughts there. On one hand, there's the Jay-Z, who obviously should be presumed innocent, not just because you should be presumed innocent until found guilty, but because of the manner in which he fought on his own behalf and has been very aggressive in going after Tony Busby. In the case of P. Diddy, you don't know what to believe. Again, the case against Jay-Z was a civil suit. Diddy was a civil suit. But in Diddy, you don't know what to believe because of all the allegations he's facing. But we can't forget that Tony Busby was also the person that represented at least 24 of the 27 women that accused Deshaun Watson of sexual misconduct along with other allegations. And at least 23 of those cases were settled. So we have an obligation to mention that. So on one hand, going on the offensive to defend himself, I completely understand where Shannon Sharpe is coming from. On the other hand, when his legal team issued out the press release on X yesterday, and they spoke about, they mentioned her name, and they revealed some of those explicit text messages, that was uncomfortable. And I don't know if that's a strategy that would work. One of the hardest things in the world for all of us to do is to just lay low and be quiet. And let our legal team do it. And we don't always know whether or not that's the right thing to do. I know, and I can tell you all, that I spoke to Shannon. Not in details, but I spoke to him. And he emphatically proclaims his innocence. According to Mr. Busby, his client emphatically proclaims his guilt.
Okay, well, I stand corrected. He said he did talk to Shannon. But did Shannon know he's going to do this? So let's listen to find out. So I'll take what I said, that he didn't know. So Shannon did know.
So where does that leave us? I'd love to tell you that I know the answer to that question, but I don't. I am the executive producer of First Take on ESPN. I recruited Shannon. I went and got him and brought him to ESPN. But I'm not the boss. Those are other folks. There are layers to this, and there are certain layers even I am not on.
So what does that mean? What exactly does that mean? I'm not taking back everything I said. I don't think I'm taking back is that Shannon, that he didn't talk to Shannon, so he said he did. But what does this other stuff mean? All right, I'm sorry, guys. Let's finish listening.
I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously.
Of course.
And we are looking into this very, very closely. And once we gather as many facts as we possibly can, we will go from there. And that is all he said. And I can mention his name because I received his permission to say that. I don't know.
All right. I said I'm gonna stop. I can't stop. I can't stop this thing from doing this. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, so this is he was told to do this. He was told to do this. He said, all right, if I'm gonna do it, let me do it in my way to do this, and I will mention certain things. In my heart, I believe that's what happened. I just want to know what you guys think. Of course, we just observing and we're commenting. I just can't take these folks serious, yo. All right, let's continue.
Know what that means. In my perfect world, this equates to Jay-Z, where the case ultimately dropped.
Okay.
And Shannon is allowed to continue on First Take and continue to thrive and shine. And not just that, and have an illustrious career in the podcast stratosphere, doing Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, doing Club Shay Shay, and ultimately gets this $100 million deal that he was all over the news about to sign just a couple of days before this report came out. In my perfect world, he moves on. And somehow, some way, we find this all to be false. But it doesn't seem like that's the way things are about to go down, considering who Mr. Busby is and how emphatic his client is proclaiming that she is right and she's telling the truth. I don't know where this is going to go. I can't speak to anything else. I don't know who Shannon Sharpe's legal team is and what they're suggesting. I imagine that everything that has transpired has been at the behest of his lawyers, not just himself. I can tell you again that when I spoke to him, he is emphatic in stating his innocence, that this is a shakedown, to use his words. How wise is it to use those kind of words when a civil matter of this nature is out there? When you have a podcast and you have advertisers and sponsors and you work for ESPN and they have advertising sponsors, I don't know. What can we say if any of us were in that position and we felt or were proclaiming we were innocent? I don't know. And I'm not about to pretend.
This is so bad. That's not Shannon's friend. That's a dude trying to keep his shit together. You feel me? Because he signed off on Shannon. That's what this is. And that's how I truly feel. I know in this channel we you guys see me get passionate a few times. But I know you guys are rocking with me just to see how the commentary is going to go with this, and I definitely appreciate that. And that's why this is a reaction channel, to get reaction, to get conversation going and to give opinions, and I appreciate you guys for rocking with me, because if you subscribe to the channel and you became part of the family, that you want to see what my opinion is, and that means a whole lot to me. My opinion on this, I feel like this is a cover your ass type moment. And all right, I brought him in. It's my fault that he did this. He was a little wild, a little risque, but I convinced you guys to bring him in. And when he came in, he did good. He did do good numbers for us. He did do good work. His interviews on Club Shay Shay was absolutely phenomenal. But now when he messed up, now that's on me too. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm trying to make sure that I'm not associated with what's going on with him because he messed up and I brought him in. That's the vibe I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? That's why when we finish, we're gonna look at the comments just a little bit deeper, just to be sure. Then we're gonna hop over to Shannon's actual statement to see what his comments are saying, because I don't appreciate this. I was just walking by as I was kind of like scanning it earlier before I brought it to you guys. I wasn't going to even do a reaction on it. But I thought about it. I'm like, this dude is not who he say he is at all. I'm like, where's LeBron James? The reason I keep saying that, you guys don't know, because him and LeBron James might get into a fight. And it was hilarious because he talked to LeBron's wife.
I just wanted to make sure that I echoed to all of you that the only reason I spoke on this issue is because he works with me 2 days a week. He's on national television. He was on national television with me today.
I told you. Read between the lines. This motherfucker's a liar. That's CYA at his finest. He had to do this. Had to. When you're not your own person, you got to do shit like that. You got to. And he said that.
He was on national television with me yesterday when the story came out Sunday night. I didn't know anything about it until we got on the air. But he was on air. And if you know him in part because of all the work that he's doing with me and what he's doing in this industry, I know everybody's been waiting, like, Stephen A., what you got to say about this? I got to say what I just told you.
Whatever, waiting on you.
I don't know what's happened. I know I got love for the brother. I know that I'm wishing that he's innocent and all of this stuff goes away and he can continue to.
The brother. If it's my brother, you know what I'm saying? If you say it with your heart, you feel what I'm saying? Not the brother, my brother. I got love for my brother. I'm here for my brother. You know what I'm saying? Everything is easily crafted. This is a professional speaker, announcer, broadcaster. So everything is carefully crafted. You know what I'm saying? It's not like reaction. We can say what we want to say to a certain degree, and get away with it. But when you're on those types of levels, you can't. It's carefully crafted.
Thrive with me on ESPN and thrive in his own platforms that he worked so diligently over the years to build. But anything else would be entirely irresponsible for me to speak on. And I can't do that.
You see, you spoke enough, bro.
Yes, I own this.
No, you don't.
This is my platform.
No, you don't.
But I also have a day job and I also understand what lawyers, what HR, and all of those other things entail. What I said is all I can say. And in all honesty, at this moment, it is all I know. I have no idea what direction ESPN and Walt Disney will go in when it comes to this matter. All I do know is it won't be me making a decision. It'll be others upstairs. In the end, all of us have someone to answer to, no matter how maverick we try to be. And
come on, y'all saw that right? I'm about to lose my shit over here. He just said this is his about the answer to. He just contradicted himself. It's not him doing this, man. They making him do it. They pressured him to do this, and now it's not coming out the way. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else gonna react to this. This is just my opinion. I'm not gonna be the one that always say, "Oh, I'm just a nobody." No, I'm who I am, son. You know what I'm saying? I'm who I am, and that's my opinion. That this is a farce. A farce.
We own our own business and we're our sole proprietors like I am on this platform and stuff like that. There are advertisers, there are sponsors, there are people you do business with, there are partners.
I think he's speaking too
much. And there are
now.
Bosses.
Because he contradicted himself.
That's the situation, unfortunately, that Shannon Sharpe finds himself in at this particular moment in time. I sincerely wish him the best. I got love for him. And I hope all of this is just a sad ordeal that goes away because there was no truth to it. But I don't know. Neither do you or the rest of us. And only time will tell.
Yeah, we done with him. Let me look through his comments just a little bit deeper. Thank you guys for hanging in here this long. If you guys feel any differently, and I'm not gonna say I'm wrong because we all have an opinion. You know, perspective is king. You feel me? And we all have a perspective. So please leave your comments. Leave your comments. Don't beat me up about what I said, but just leave your own comments. You know what I'm saying? Some people just take it really personally, but just just give your opinion, your perspective, and that's what these type of platforms are all about. That's why I went to this type of platform so we can just have conversations, have relationships with with my family. You know what I'm saying? We just talk like we family. We in a room, just shoot the crap. You feel me? Okay, all right, here we go. This person said, funny how this happens right after $100 million deal is announced. Exactly. Doing an ad. See, okay, here we go. Doing an ad right before a video like this is hilarious because he did put the prize pick ad. He got to get his money first. You know what I'm saying? Content is king. I don't know if he's guilty or innocent, but my non-solicited advice is this, and my advice is non-solicited too. If he is innocent, and everyone needs to stop with the hookups, I agree. If you ain't about to marry that person, don't even jimmy up. Do it. Don't do it. People are crazy. They're almost out for everybody's out for themselves, basically. I thought Shane was smarter than that. He got played. Yeah, for sure. I would definitely agree he got played. But I'm just wondering if anybody had anything about this particular Stephen A. Smith's response. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so this person, Bruce, said, well, Stephen A., you said what needed to be said. Hopefully, Shannon will overcome and move forward. I hate this happening. Okay, so not really into the context of how he said it when he said it. Okay, so they showing him love. Okay, you're professional at your job, like how you handle with your business, with your comments, doing your thing, blah blah blah. Okay, I understand that. Dude put himself in that position. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Let me see. He's too old, too black, too successful to do stupid, immature things. I agree. I agree. I definitely agree with all that stuff. I definitely agree. I guess what really hung me up is that he said he was his friend, but maybe I consider friendship a bit deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't have did that to my friend. I would just wouldn't say nothing. I mean, the money is important, but it's not that important. You feel me? But I feel like too, on the other hand, that Steven had to do it. He kept saying, looking up and saying that he's not the one that's totally in control. Did he say he was in control? That he owns this, that, and other, but he's not the one that's going to make the ultimate decision, blah, 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 blah. So it was just, he was all over the place with that. So I understood what he was saying, and that was more or less a read between the lines type situation. Let me see what else we got. All right. What? Outstanding presentation. See your best segment ever. Authentic, balanced, and honest. Do I have a sixth sense for bullshit? I'm sure others out here feel the same way I feel. Anybody, I'm giving 2 more seconds. I'm gonna look. I see how it goes around. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I understand now. But let's somebody say something about the way this came off. Yeah, see, Shannon is definitely dead wrong. He is mad wrong. He should be. I know he kicking himself. I know he's kicking himself. Classic shakedown. Yeah, I mean, okay. All right. Yeah, I agree. The money thing too. I think all that's time, but it's a lot of things. So you get the experience. Like, you want to watch what you do because if you're aspiring to get to certain levels of life, sometimes the things that you do will come and grab you. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be careful, especially on that level. I mean, he's on a major platform and has been for many years now. You know, he's NFL player, star. I mean, did a really good commentating when he got out, a broadcast when he got out. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see what this person has to say. And they wrote. All right, Stephen A. Smith. It goes without saying you aren't the one making the decision, and those of us functioning with a functioning cortex completely understands you have individuals to answer to. But you have a massive influence on even your. I'm sorry. I can't get it. I'm so excited. You have a massive amount of influence in even your bosses, who you are. Shannon's bosses wanted to take him off the air until this clears. You have enough power at Disney to say, hold up, there's an allegation. Let's keep these things going until hands are forced. But here's the bigger question and other I have for you, Steve A. Smith. If you did have the power to make the decision about Shannon Sharpe's status, future at First Take, why would your decision today be? What would your decision today be as we speak? Okay, see what would your decision be today as we speak? I was so excited to see that comment. Exactly. Somebody finally commented on the context of this video. It has nothing to do with Shannon. Shannon, yes, Shannon Shannon's messed up for sure. Yeah. Okay. Here. This is interesting. Stephen A. Smith put in a good word for your colleague to join him. Okay, that's a statement. that he put in a good word for joining. Sadly, Shannon joined him with more drama and strong allegations to tarnish the ESPN brand and his name. Get your life together, Shannon. Teenage boys do this mess. I agree with that 1,000%. So that's exactly, I definitely agree with that. And that's what Stephen A. Smith is trying to course correct. I understand that. Um, I just hate the point that he's making it. I just hate, really, I just hate the point that he actually had to do that, and it didn't come off sincere at all. And that's supposed to be his boy, but it tells you, man, that people are not. If the people are your friends, as long as shit is going right, going good. But if you need a brother to sit you down and say, hey, what's going on, man? We need to make sure that you're all right because you can't be acting like that. You need people like that in your life. And when it comes to this business thing, they're your friends as long as everything is good. But they see you walking towards the ledge, a lot of times they're not gonna they're not gonna pull you back and call your name to turn you around, which is the sad part about it. All right, guys, let's go one more thing. This is just a little deep video. We just going in this video just to read the comments. Let me see here. This probably should have been alive, but all right, let's go to Shannon. We've seen
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues.
This is all over the internet. Let's see what Shannon supporters are saying about him. We believe he's sharing. I'm a little disturbed by some of the comments, though, especially those keep saying that Lakers in 5. Is this a joke to y'all? How can you find or try to create any humor in this situation? This is life. This is his life and his career on the line. Okay. This is Beast Mode Jones. I follow him too. This comes with the game being involved. This comes with the game being involved in gossip and come with the price. Pay the toll and keep it moving. The game is universal. The Bible warns about gossip for every good reason. I agree with that, Beast Mode Jones, but Shannon did this to herself, unfortunately. But he just left the door open to be set up. But get you a nice wife. I'm not even gonna say nice church girl. Get you a nice wife. Somebody's gonna really support you. And there's a lot of good people out here. Really good people out here. And they're going in with snow bunnies, buck buddies, nut and honey, Lakers. Oh Lord. These people crazy. $50 million. Who would think Shannon slept with Chelsea Clinton? Oh my goodness. They just been all over the place. I don't even want to read these comments, guys. I don't think I want to read these comments. Yeah, let's pray for him. But this is the thing too. All right, I'm not gonna read those comments. I really, it is what it is. My biggest thing for this video was Stephen A. Smith, and I just feel like that when I got to listening to his his reactions, for more or less, to say less, I was like, damn, when my homie do me like that, that's kind of how it was, But then, the whole context of the whole situation, it's sticky, it's terrible. Like one of the comments said that Stephen A. Smith put his neck out on the line to bring him on there, talked all the higher ups. Oh, let's bring Shannon in. And then Shannon said Shannon got there. He brought so much drama, but he made their numbers look good because Stephen A. did say that. He got us to the first blah 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 blah, and but we was doing that before Shannon too. He made sure he said that. But Shannon did come in and was a big contributor to the networks that he joined. So I just felt like that. The more I listened to his reaction, the more I thought about it. And like, this is a business transaction. And as long as the business is good, we all good. When the business get bad, I got to separate myself from it, or at least draw a line to show what side I'm on. So he wished him well, as he should have. That's just the thing to do. But he also wanted to be clear too, is that they want to continue to push on, but it's not his decision what goes forward. So I don't know, man. Press for all involved. the young lady. Let's get back to the young lady. I'm not sure where her involvement is in all this stuff, whether it's true or whatever. We've heard a snippet of the tapes, this, the other. I probably won't bring this back to the channel at all because it is what it is. You know, we'll see how it plays out. If you guys suggest and want me to reply again after this one, I'm not even sure how long this video is, maybe an hour. Just let me know. I'd be happy to oblige. But if it was something that she did not agree to, the number one prayers go out to her for her strength. You know, um, I just could not picture like my daughter at 19 or 22, that age, let alone being on OnlyFans, but also being with somebody so much 30, 40 years older than her. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you know that when a man that age is talks about that young, I mean, it's only one thing that she can do for him. You know, he's rich. You know, he's already established, so it's nothing really that she can do for him is bring him a certain type of companionship. So, and about her being on OnlyFans, that mindset um, is almost like a stigmatization for her. So, anyway, guys, if you guys here for the first time and you like this type of content, please subscribe. Please join the family. And I was gonna go a whole different way with this video. I really didn't know, but I just feel like that I had an opinion, and I think you guys kind of want to hear what I had to say and value my opinion to a certain degree, and I value your opinion all the way. So please comment, like the video, and again subscribe. And for you guys already commenting on the videos, I really appreciate it. I try to at least get a heart and a like. If I have time, I'm in motion and not in motion, I can actually type a comment back. By the way, thank you for rocking with your boy. And we're gonna see you beautiful people next video. And we're gonna pray for all those folks involved that they find Jesus, they change their lives, and they repent. Peace.